Hi and welcome to MRTV. This here is China's Quest 2 killer. The device is called QiYu 3, was unveiled earlier this year, is going to come out in the second quarter of this year, and it is technically better than the Quest 2. What exactly this device can do, we're going to find out together in this video. So absolutely stay tuned, watch the whole video because all of this goodness is coming up. Hi and welcome to MRTV. My name is Sebastian Ang and this channel here is all about virtual reality. I'm bringing you independent XR reviews and you're getting the latest news in live streams just like this one here. So if you are interested in virtual reality and have not yet subscribed to this channel, then absolutely do so now and click on the bell button so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. So China. As we all know, it's a huge market. It's a huge market that Facebook actually does not penetrate because Facebook is banned there. So the people in China cannot buy the Quest 2. However, there are lots of other companies that are sharing the market, and these companies are not so well known in the West. Like, for example, Pico. Okay, we do know Pico, but there are other companies like, for example, Deepon or ITE. And this ITE has unveiled this headset here. This is the ITE QiYu San. Yeah, it flows off the tongue very easily if you speak Chinese like me, but for all the other people it might be a bit complicated. So the device itself is called QiYu 3. All right, and what can the device do? Well, it is actually, it's a squarely Quest 2 competitor. So this is just like the Quest 2, a standalone headset, so no computer, no gaming PC is needed whatsoever. It is also tracked with 6 degrees of freedom, just like the Quest 2. It also has 4 cameras, like the Quest 2. However, the camera positioning is a bit different as compared to the Quest 2. You also have 2 controllers, and these 2 controllers are also tracked in 6 degrees of freedom, just like the Quest 2, so lots of similarities. So now let's have a look into the specs. What does this device do better than the Quest 2? All right. So first of all, let's look at the SoC, the processor, and just like in the Quest 2, we have the XR2 chipset in this device from Qualcomm. And well, in this presentation, so basically all the information that I'm telling you right now, they are taken off the presentation of the QiYu 3 that you can find on YouTube actually. And in this presentation, actually, the general manager of XR at Qualcomm, Hugo Swart, he is actually talking about the XR2 chipset within the QiYu 3. So it's a partnership between Qualcomm and ITE. So it's not that the company would have simply bought some of the chips and put them into it. No, they have absolutely cooperated with Qualcomm here. So this is a big deal. And Hugo Swart himself is talking in that presentation. And in that presentation, actually, he says that he's proud to work together with ITE on this QiYu 3. Now, okay, so in terms of the SoC, it's the same like in the Quest 2. However, QiYu is very proud of their cooling system. So on that beautiful slide here, we learn that this device is supposed to have a better cooling system than the Quest 2. And according to this slide, we also learn that the Quest 2 actually is not able to cool the XR2 chipset down to a degree that the Quest 2 could fully use the XR2 chipset's potential. And that's why the XR2 in the Quest 2 actually is not running at its full potential. And we know that, right? Because all of the Quest 2 games also work on the Quest 1. But for this QiYu 3, actually, they're very proud of the cooling system, and they say that the XR2 chipset can be used at its full potential, which means more horsepower than in the Quest 2. So that is interesting. But now let's get to the more interesting part. Let's get to the displays. So the displays in the QiYu 3, actually, there are 2 displays. So not like in the Quest 2, which only has one big display. This has two displays, and it has a resolution of 2160 times 2160 pixels per eye. Now, does this ring a bell with you? Yes, this is exactly the same resolution like in the Reverb G2. So just like in the Reverb G2. And also on that slide, we find out that these displays are 2.89 inch in diameter. So actually exactly the same size like the Reverb G2 displays. Now, we could think, hey, this device has exactly the same displays like the Reverb G2, and I believe that's true because the same size, the same resolution. Well, I suppose that this headset has exactly the same displays like the Reverb G2, and that is pretty amazing. So basically, that is a Quest 2 with the resolution and the beautiful visuals of the Reverb G2. Now, wow, that is actually mind-blowing if you think of it, because the Reverb G2 visuals, they are simply amazing. So that is quite interesting. Right? What do you think about that? So now let's also have a look at the next slide that they're showing here in that presentation. And that slide is about the FOV. So what they're doing here next, they're comparing the FOV of the Quest 2 with that of the QiYu 3. And they're doing it here by IPD. So for people with an IPD of 58, 63, and 68 millimeters. So exactly the three positions of the Quest 2, right? And first of all, the QiYu 3 has a manual IPD slider with more than three positions. And you can go from 58 to 72 millimeters with the QiYu 3, and that is definitely better than the Quest 2. So let's have a look here. The black one here, that is the Quest 2, and the yellow bar, that is the QiYu 3. So for people with 58 millimeters IPD, the Quest can do something like 85 degrees, and the QiYu 3 can do like 95. For people with 63 millimeters IPD, the Quest 2 can do around 90, and the QiYu 3 can do around 95. Again, 95. And for people with 68 millimeters, the Quest 2 can only do something like 83, I would say, degrees, and the QiYu 3 can also again do 95 millimeters. So in terms of the FOV, this device also wins against the Quest 2. Really interesting, right? So now let's see what they have in store here for the controller and the tracking. So this is how the controller looks like. And if you would imagine this controller in pure black, then well, it looks exactly like the Quest 1 and the Rift S controller, right? If it wasn't for this white color, it looks very similar, and I believe this does feel like the Quest 1 and the Rift S controller. If I'm just looking at this picture. But now in terms of tracking, so this is also being tracked by the 4 cameras of the QiYu 3. But now if you look at this slide, and if you would be able to read Chinese, I'm here for you to help you. This shows us that actually the controller tracking of the QiYu 3 is very comparable to that of the Quest 2, and in some areas even better. So first of all, in terms of FOV, we're looking here at horizontal FOV and vertical FOV. So in terms of horizontal FOV, the QiYu 3 controllers are being tracked with 180 degrees. So that is not bad, but that's not as good as the 188 degrees of the Quest 2. But vertically, the QiYu 3 can do 185 degrees, whereas the Quest 2 can only do 180 degrees. I believe when you use that in real life, you won't feel any difference, and this seems to be quite okay. In terms of latency, they are basically the same technology used, and yeah, under 20 milliseconds, which is nice. But, and that is interesting, if you look at the controller battery, how long actually you can use them, then they say that this device, the controllers of the QiYu 3, can do 10 hours more than the Quest 2 controller. So for the Quest 2 controller, they say it could do 30 hours, whereas the QiYu 3 controllers could do 40 hours. Well, I'm still on my first batteries with my Quest 2 controllers. Yeah, so I'm not sure if 30 hours isn't actually a bit too low, right? I'm not sure what you think for your Quest 2 controllers, but they say that the QiYu 3 controllers could even do more, 40 hours. And they say that, okay, the QiYu 3 controller weighs 100 grams and the Quest 2 controller weighs 128 grams. So this is a bit lighter. Interesting. Very interesting to see that. So it seems like tracking should be on the same level. I will, of course, check this out for you once I have my hands on the device. But if you just look at the specs, then this doesn't look too bad. All right. Also, this device can do Wi-Fi 6, and they say because of Wi-Fi 6, this has a very high throughput. So I believe that this is ideal for something like virtual desktop, for something like streaming your PC VR content over to that device. So that for sure is also something nice here. All right. So now, in terms of content, what is going to run on that device when it launches in the second quarter of 2021? And for this, they are starting like a content program called Columbus. So if you are a budding VR entrepreneur and if you are a developer developing for the Quest 2, for example, or for the Quest platform, or for any other VR platform, then now you can write an email to columbus@qiyi.com and you can tell them about your VR product, about your VR game. And if you can convince them that it's cool, so pretty much everyone who is now on App Lab or on the Quest platform or anyone else making a VR game, and you can convince them it is a good game, you can send an email to them, columbus@qiyi.com, and what are they going to do? They're going to send you a free developer kit. They're going to send you the QiYu 3 for free, and you can develop on that device, and then probably you're going to be able to launch on their platform. And probably that's a good idea because the Chinese market is huge. Very, very big. Yeah, so probably this is another source of revenue for you, dear developers. So what will be on that platform? What kind of games will be there? And do they already have a platform? That is a very interesting question. And I found the following text on this website here, Tech in China. And what do they say about the whole thing? They say it fully matches the current 3 content ecosystems of Steam, Quest, and Viveport. What does this mean? That is a bit strange, right? What I believe that this means is that it could run games that are made for the Quest, right? Because the architecture is pretty similar. Everything is the same in terms of the buttons and stuff, and also in terms of the SoC. So I believe that games that are made for the Quest, they could be easily ported onto that QiYu 3, right? And for the games that run on Steam and Viveport, I believe that they can simply be streamed or perhaps even also ported on this. But for this is really just speculation. I don't know about that. That one we have to find out. So, just to summarize everything here again, the QiYu 3 is running on the Snapdragon XR2 platform. However, it is being cooled in a better way than the Quest 2, so this platform can make full use of the XR2 chipset. It has 2 separate customized 2.89 fast LCD displays with a resolution of 2160 x 2160 pixels per eye. So basically exactly the same displays like the Reverb G2, and that should be pretty spectacular. Now, the whole thing has IPD adjustment. in the range of 58 to 72 millimeters because it's two separate displays and the whole thing has 43% more effective pixels than the Oculus Quest 2. It has a better FOV than the Quest 2 as well, and it supports seamless Wi-Fi 6. So very interesting specs, and in terms of the specs itself, absolutely better than the Quest 2, right? And this is going to come out in China in the second quarter of this year. They did not yet talk about how expensive it's going to be, and they also conveniently not yet talked about the battery life of the headset. So we don't know yet how long does the battery of this device last. And of course, that is really important to know, right? We don't know about this. Also, it is very unlikely that this device is going to launch in the West, right? We don't know. Is it going to launch in the US and in Europe? No idea. Probably not. But probably you will be able to import it. And then the question will be, do the games work on this device? And and does it run in the West? And without a doubt, I'm going to get in touch with the company. I'm going to find out all the questions. I'm going to check it out with my own hands for you here on the channel. And I'm going to let you know everything that you need to know. So if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, then absolutely smash that button now, the subscribe button, so that you don't miss any of my upcoming content about the ITE QiYu3. Very nice name, right? Yeah, anyways, that is everything that I got for you about the QiYu3, the Quest 2 killer from China. Now I want to know from you, what do you think of the device? Is it interesting for you, and do you hope that it comes to Europe and to America, to North America? If yes, what kind of price would you be willing to pay for it? Please do let me know. And in general, if you love this channel here, then make some noise for the algorithm right now. Smash up the like button and also do leave a comment. Go crazy in the comment section. The more comments you write, the more people will find this channel, will find this video, and could all be more happy. So do make noise for the algorithm. If you want more content from me, and if you want to support this channel even more, then become a member of the MRTV Elite at mrtvelite.com. It's only $1 and it's amazing. You get content that you don't get on the main channel yet. Like for example, yesterday I posted a review of this here. This is the VR cover gasket for the Reverb G2. Right. This is not even on the market yet, but I have already reviewed it here. So is this the savior for the Reverb G2? Well, MRTV Elite members know it. And if you don't want to go to Patreon, you can also become a channel member. Simply click on the button below to the join button, and then you can also already watch my review of this here, the facial gasket for the Reverb G2 from VR Cover. Is this the savior? MRTV Elite members know that now already, so join the channel or become a member of the MRTV Elite at mrtvelite.com. That is everything that I got for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you have not yet become a member of the channel, absolutely subscribe now and click on the bell button so that you don't miss this kind of live streams in the future, and I'm looking forward to see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.